Hey everyone, so we all know about the Holy Roman Empire. Well, its voting system is actually very similar to the Electoral College, which we currently hold in the United States today. It's how we get a president and vice president into office, and you need to understand it if you want to make an argument against a presidency or just change the government. You need to understand what's already in place. I used information from NPR, History, USA.gov, Congressman Wahlberg, and the National Archives website, which I shall link below. Today, I'll be telling you about the Electoral College so I can demystify it a bit, what it is, how it works, and some of the history behind it. So, the Electoral College, despite being called a college, is actually a process, not a physical place. It was outlined in the Constitution to be a compromise between the popular vote and the Congress vote. So the president and vice president are not elected by a popular vote or a Congress vote. They are instead elected by the Electoral College and its electors. Each state gets as many electors as it does members of Congress, both House of Representatives and the Senate. In each state, there are 2 senators, and the number in the House of Representatives is based upon the state's population. Currently, there are 538 electors total. So, how it works. The Constitution set up a representative democracy instead of a direct democracy. In a direct democracy, we would vote directly for president, directly on every single little issue. In a representative democracy, we vote in people to represent us, and they vote on every little issue, and we vote as a people on major issues. And we do use the popular vote to get electors elected and to get most other offices filled. We elect the electors, and the electors elect the president. And how electors are elected and the qualifications needed to become an elector varies between states. So, how the electoral votes work is, in general, the electors pledge to follow the state's specific rules of how to vote. And in most states, the electors vote for whoever wins the state's popular vote. And whoever wins the state's popular vote gets that state's electoral votes, but that's not how it always happens, because the Constitution does allow states to decide on voting. So places like Maine and Nebraska have completely different electoral rulings. And the electoral vote actually happens on the first Monday after the second Wednesday in December, and the latest that can be is on the 19th. Some facts that I think give a little bit of perspective is that in the 45 presidents that we have had, 5 of them, the popular vote was not the same as who won the presidency through the Electoral College. And those times were in 1824, 1876, 1888, 2000, and 2016. And there have been rare occasions where electors do not vote as they pledge to vote. These electors were called faithless electors, and none have been prosecuted, though they technically could be because they were pledged in. And because of these 2 facts, a lot of people have tried to argue the Electoral College. There have been over 700 proposals to either reform the Electoral College or completely remove it, and yet not a single one has passed. So, a quick recap. The Electoral College is the process of representative voting that Americans use to gain a president and a vice president. People elect the electors and tell the electors who we want to be president, and finally the electors are the ones who actually elect the president. It's how we pick the head of our executive branch, and this plan's been going since the Constitution was put into place. So if you're gonna change the country, you'll need a good plan first.